Welcome back to our episode. Ryan here with Chaos MMA. Today we've on Daniel, the Golden Boy Zellhuber, who fights September 17th. Daniel, man, how you doing?
Good, good. Thank you for the invitation again, bro. It's good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's great to be speaking with you about 2 weeks out now with your fight. And how is everything? Everything good with like the weight cut? Are you feeling good? I know you're getting close, so the weight is probably going down, but how are you feeling overall?
I feel great. I feel in great shape. I feel that, you know, after all these months traveling and training in different places,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to show a different version of me, like a more prepared version. Uh, and yeah, I feel good. I feel great physically. Like here in Vegas, I'm in Vegas now. So here in Performance Institute, we have like a lot of different stops for the athletes to make us better athletes. So for me, it's been a blessing being here, and I feel ready. I feel ready for the fight, and I can't wait.
Yeah, when I have people on, they talk about the Performance Institute and everything else. How much has that helped you? Because that's like a big thing with UFC, being able to go to Performance Institute and just helping the body and everything. So how much has that helped you overall?
I feel that it's been helping a lot. Because, for example, in my last fight, I didn't have like proper physical preparation. I do what I can back in Mexico, but now that I'm here and I have the opportunity to train with persons that are actually have studies to being physical trainers, it's been great. I feel that I've been evolving not only like in my MMA game, like wrestling, jiu-jitsu, but I've been getting better also in my physical shape. Like getting the weak areas that I have stronger. And the good part about the PI is that everything is like scientific. Like everything is measured, so you can have a real background if you are getting better or not. Like there's no halfways there. You are getting better or you are not. So that's it. The good part about that.
Yeah, it seems like the PI definitely helps a lot. And you were training at for this training camp. It looks like you were training at Tiger Mauy Thai, one of the best gyms in the world. We know so many great fighters are training in there. Can you just talk a little more about that? How has that experience been for you training down there?
It's great. Actually, my first intention was coming here earlier to the USA, but I have problems with the visa. Nowadays everybody's having problems with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was so big my desperation to start training in a bigger gym. Then I decided to go instead of stay in Mexico waiting for the UFC to decide giving me my visa. I decided to go to Thailand, and I spent there 2 months and a half training hard, man. Like the people around there are good fighters, especially since Tiger is close to Russia. There's a lot of Russian fighters that are pretty good. Uh, Wrestling there is good. I trained there a few months with Subaira Takugov. Uh, all these guys.
Yeah.
So I feel that at the beginning I didn't realize how good the wrestling abilities of those guys are. But after spend almost 3 months there, not only working on my wrestling, but also in my Muay Thai, getting some small mistakes that I have fixed, learning new stuff, learning how to proper do some Muay Thai things, apply that to the MMA game, also the wrestling. So you know, it's a huge camp and it's a big camp. Also, the physical preparation there, it's awesome. Having almost 4 months in fight camp today, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's because when I go to Thailand, I didn't have the fight, but either way, I was training hard because I knew that the fight is coming and I didn't know when. So I start training hard there in Thailand, and then they say, "Oh, September," but I already start training hard, so I didn't stop. And after Thailand, I came here to Vegas. So it's been a large fight camp for me. So having that, I feel that that's it's gonna make the difference. Like having such a good preparation.
Yeah, I could definitely see it making the difference and everything else. And were there a specific group of people at Tiger Muay Thai that you were training with, or you were just training with whoever was there at the gym at the time? Like, how did that all work out down there?
Oh, it was like I guess all the large gyms of MMA, like you have a lot of coaches. You can choose the coaches uh, which you want to work,
Yeah.
and also you have the classes. Like the classes, you need to attend those professional classes. So in the classes, you are training with everybody. I was there making a sparring with with Rafael Fisiev, training kickboxing also with Rafael Fisiev, doing jiu-jitsu with Coach Joseph Henley, kickboxing with Max Semper, like Muay
Yeah,
Thai with Crew Bo, so
yeah,
there's like you choose specifically which coach you wanna be more with, and also you have the classes. So
okay.
and here in Extreme is the same. Like everybody does what they wanna do in the day, but at some point in the evening we need to go to the gym for the MMA team class. So
Yeah, I mean, and you said it, Extreme Couture. You're back in the US now. You're training at Extreme Couture. Eric, one of the best, if not best coaches in the MMA world. We know what he does every week. How much has he helped you throughout all this? Because we know he has the experience with everything. So how much has Eric helped you just with
uh,
your career?
a lot.
Yeah.
First of all, when I asked the coach to train me, I didn't think that it's gonna accept. I remember sending him a message like, "Hey, do you think that we can train together?" Because
Yeah.
being nominated to Coach of the Year and also winning Coach of the Year award one years. I don't remember if it was 2020 or 2021, but being that top coach in the game make him a man, like a very busy man. Like there's a lot of athletes that want to train with him. So at the very beginning, I didn't think that he's gonna accept training me. But then he started like, all right, yeah. He started answering my messages, and then when I arrived here, we start just working, and it's been awesome. Because I've been learning a lot with him, and 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 that's what I'm like, like because I feel that a few months ago, my striking was at some point that I didn't start to get better. I just stay like learning small stuffs, but nothing like huge information. Like I wasn't becoming better on that area. I
Yeah.
was worried more about only wrestling or the hard stuff.
Yeah.
But now with Eric, my striking has been growing crazy here. It's been 6 weeks since I arrived here at Vegas, and I've been learning like a lot, a lot. Every day that I train with him, it's a lot of new knowledge, different ways to move in the cage, different ways to throw the punches, angles. It's great. I've been learning a lot, and also we work good together. Like I feel that that's another important thing that nobody takes too much in consideration. That you really need to work good together with your coach, because you can have the best coach in the game, but if you both don't understand each other, then it's gonna be difficult to get good outcomes from that relationship. But for me with Derek, it's all the opposite. We have a good understanding each other, and I think that allows me to learn even more.
Yeah, it seems like it's going well with Eric. You're getting the different angles, the different looks and everything. And speaking of different looks, how many different looks are you getting for Trey? Because, if you're getting all these looks, Eric's giving all these looks, I'm just imagining that this fight, you're just going to be looking better than ever if you're getting all these looks. So how has that been for like this upcoming fight?
I think that I've been studying Trey since I was in Thailand.
Yeah.
Right at the very first moment that I saw his picture, I started showing videos, I started learning. But it's funny how, back in Thailand, when I saw his videos, I realized about some things that he does almost all his fights. But now that I have more knowledge for being training in Tiger and for being training here, I can realize even in more small details. So it's funny, like realizing on that. And of course, I've been working on a strategy with Eric, like almost all the things that he's showing me now. Because, Eric is one of those persons that you can say that he have a lot of knowledge, like he really have a lot of knowledge. And that's the great part about him. Like he's adapting everything that he knows for me and for the fight that I have in front of me, because I'm sure that if I'm fighting a guy that is taller than me, for an example, he will be training me for do fit-ins or closing the distance. But now we are working on stuff that works for me and that also works for what Trey does in the cage, So
Yeah.
it's just different, man. Like having a fight camp here with all the world class athletes and with all the stuff that the PI gave me, and only focus in the fight and like really having a professional fighter lifestyle. It's just different, like I feel like a different person right now, more confidence, stronger, more prepared in general.
Yeah, well, you're feeling confident, you're feeling stronger. And I always ask everyone I have on who has an upcoming fight, Daniel beats Trey by blank. Fill in the blank. How do you see yourself getting it done on September 17th?
I think that I'm gonna finish the fight. Of course, I want to knock him out, but I'm also feel comfortable in the ground, and that's the things that makes me feel good for this fight. Because it's not a secret, and we all know, well, at least in paper, Trey's gonna try to take me down.
Yeah.
But it's like that doesn't bother me. I'm also a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like it's not like he's gonna take me down and I'm gonna give it my neck for him to choke him. For choke me. Like I have tools to defend myself and also like attacking. So you know, of course, I want to have a knockout because that's the best way to introduce yourself in the UFC. But either way, if it needs to be a finish or also a decision, it doesn't bother me. I want to win. I'm a competitor. I am here for winning, for dominating people, and that's what I'm trying to do. If it's a decision, it's gonna be a dominant decision. If it's a knockout, it's gonna be a good knockout. Or even if it's a submission, it's gonna be a good submission. The point here is just to prove that I'm still I'm a top contender. Like I'm here, for fighting and to show to people that in a future I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be a good fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like you're ready. It seems like it's going to be a great night, September 17th for yourself. And you go out there, you get the win. Are you looking to stay like really active this year? Like, would you want to get one more in before the end of 2022, or would you say early 2023? Like, what do you think about that? Like being active and
No,
everything?
no, I don't want to be active. And let me explain this because I know that sounds weird. Because
Yeah.
I have a plan. I have a plan with my team. We sit down together and we start speaking about how we're gonna become champions and
Okay.
in how many years. Because we have a plan. So right now, at 23 years old, for me, it doesn't make sense going almost every 2 months there and not giving enough space to growing. And I think that that's one of the problems that a lot of fighters, young fighters, have. Like they start rushing into the fights, and man, UFC is just a different beast. You can rush into those fights. It's the best guys around the world. So for me, I rather take more time off but having the fight camps that I have, for example, for this fight,
Yeah.
like having room for going to another country, learn, and then have 2 months, 2 months and a half for training specifically for some guy. So
Yeah.
for me, that's the idea. I would love to have this fight and maybe fight February, March of the next year. But again, having all these months not for like chilling, because that would be stupid. Like
Yeah.
having all these months only for resting. No, my idea is having those months, but for training wrestling, for training jiu-jitsu, for training boxing, Muay Thai, whatever is necessary. All the mistakes that I saw in my fight, definitely I'm gonna work to get all those fixed, and that's where I wanna take like more time than the usual.
Yeah, I mean, you're 23. You're young. You're young in UFC. Like we see some people get in the belt, like Glover Teixeira getting it for you. Like career UFC, it's so different with the career path and everything else. So you got a long way to go. You're already in the UFC at that age. It's amazing to see, and can't wait for this fight. And last thing here, man. Every time I have someone on, I always do this little segment at the end just for the viewers to get to know you better. I just ask you a quick question, and you whatever comes to your mind, you just say it. So, are you ready to go?
Yeah, of course.
All right, sounds good. So the first thing, favorite food,
Pizza,
pizza. Yes, can't go wrong with that. Favorite movie,
Kung Fu Panda,
Kung
one,
Fu Panda. Okay, yeah. Favorite hobby.
photography.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Favorite candy, if you eat candy at all.
Yeah, yeah, of
Yeah,
course. Chocolate.
chocolate. Yeah, you can't go wrong with chocolate. Favorite TV show.
Sure, if that would be a lie. I really don't see a lot of TV. I am more
Yeah.
a movie guy. So
Okay. Okay. Favorite UFC fighter growing up.
sure, from all the time, right? All time
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah. Any all-time favorite.
Your
Yep.
your Saint Pierre.
Okay, yeah. Legend. Can't go wrong. MMA GOAT.
Oh, that's hard. The John Jones.
John
Yeah,
Jones. Yeah. It's that's a tough one, but yeah, I like it. I like it. And last
John,
one.
for me, it's John Jones or Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah.
The, the, yeah, those both guys are crazy. for me, the top three is John Jones, Demetrius Johnson, and George St. Pierre.
Yeah,
Those guys are like
yeah, that's a great top three. You can't go wrong with those because they're both what they did. It's crazy. And the last one, favorite animal.
Tiger.
Tiger. Okay, I like it. Well, man, thanks for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Good luck for the fight. I can't wait. And if you want to thank any sponsors, shout out any social media, man. The floor is yours.
Thank you, bro. Oh, yeah, of course. If you all guys can follow me, please, on Instagram. My Instagram is Daniel Golden Boy Zellhuber. Also in Facebook, you can find me like Daniel Golden Boy Zellhuber, or whatever. It's all the names are pretty much the same. In Twitter, I'm also Golden Boy Cell, I guess. So please follow me back in those medias to be noticed about any fight news or stuff like that. And thank you very much for starting the interview. Thank you very much, bro, for having the time to have me here. It's good having interviews before the fight.
Yeah, it was great speaking with you, hearing your thoughts. I'm excited for your fight, man. I can't wait. And thanks again. We'll catch up soon.
Thank you, bro.
Man,
See
have a
you.
good one. See you later.